What is going on? Michael Lawn Dude here. What's the truth about being in debt as a business? Let's talk about it. What's up? Michael with Lawn Dude here. I know this isn't quite the sexy topic for anyone, but I want to talk about being in debt as a business. Something that I know, unfortunately, too much about. Me personally, this is my own experience I can speak on. I went from having unreliable equipment that, I might be up till midnight the night before working on to make sure it's working well for the next day. I might be underneath a truck till midnight the night before, making sure that, whatever is fixed on that. Or trying to rush it down to my mechanic if it was too complicated for me to fix. Trying to figure out how to have a truck for that next day. Trying to figure out how to get some welding done on a trailer to have it ready. So this goes into whether you're doing residential or commercial. Me personally, man, I think if I was looking back at it and I had to pick between the two, I might handpick what commercials I do and stick with a lot of residential. And this is great advice for a lot of new guys coming in. One thing about doing the high-end commercial, like we do HOA, shopping centers, complexes where you have to have reliable equipment. You can't have ratty trucks, you can't have ratty equipment, which means you have to go new on a lot of this stuff, and it sucks. I've been blessed with a finance company where I can get pretty much any equipment that we need. Keyword there, need. So listen to that when you hear what I'm about to say. I bought all equipment needed to take care of these clients. Money in the bank to cover it. Off the clientele we had finishing last year. So one thing I'm gonna warn everybody about, big disclaimer, all caps. Be careful doing that, because you'll end up in my situation where you've invested in this equipment, you have these this debt, equipment loans, truck loans, but you're reliable, but you still have these payments that you can cover. Going into a year where inflation has risen up, our seed prices have gone up 70%, our fertilizer prices have gone up tremendously, to the point where you have clients that you've had for a long time, you have to raise their prices up significantly. I think for us, we only went up 12%, maybe 15%. And I still had a lot of clients who dropped off. I tried to get everybody on 12-month payment plans. When I sent that out back in November, I had a lot of clients that straight up said, well, I had a good amount of clients that said, we're canceling because of your new payment plan. And it says in fine print, you do not have to go on this plan. You can stick with the regular plan. But instead of reading the whole thing, some of them dropped off. Some of them really frustrated me because they signed up. They said, we understand. As soon as they got into January and got that first invoice, they want to drop off. Me being me, I let them do that. They signed something through yard books. As you know, in yard book, you can sign your approval. I should have held them to that. But instead, I ended up putting myself in a position where the income I'm used to receiving to cover everything, I wasn't receiving. I'm still not receiving. I'm still trying to recover that as we speak. So Make sure you're able to recover costs if certain clients drop off. That is my first piece of advice. That is my biggest piece of advice, to be completely honest with you. Make sure you can always recover the cost if somebody drops off on you, because none of these people are really loyal to you. I mean, I could take that back and say I may have a handful of people that have stayed loyal, but a lot of people that you expect to stay on, that haven't stayed on. I mean, for me, commercials all stay. That's a blessing. You know, that's the whole year right there. You know, that they take care of you pretty much. But what got me is I have some high-end clients. I had 2 huge estates, well, three huge estates that dropped off. One of them being 3 acres, but it was out the way, so I wasn't complaining. So I'm saving on fuel from going all the way out there. It's out of my area. And then another one, it was expected. He was already a do-it-yourselfer. He just had a couple of things going on in the family last year where he needed assistance. So I expected that. But I had one lady who approved. She paid for 12 months out the year, made the first payment in January, and in February said, we're reevaluating. We need a company that does everything. We do everything. So that goes out to a few things. I mean, I've been very vocal on how many services we offer, which is we do full property maintenance, full property management pretty much when it comes to your maintenance services. But I'm starting to think now, when it comes to these clients, you got to keep emailing them like nonstop to where you're annoying and letting them know what services you do, because you get a lot of these clients that somehow forget that you offer certain services and they look for someone else to do it. And you end up in my situation where a pretty good client, great paying client, is finding someone else who does it all, even though you do it all. So I guess when it comes to debt, what I'm saying is make sure you really need it. Make sure you're really utilizing it. Because me, I'm sitting here reevaluating everything. I have a tractor that I've been trying to sell tractor services for a couple years. First year I got 100 hours on it. Last year I got 30. That's nothing. I have the attachments to put that to work. I'm still trying to sell services. But if I don't sell services soon for that tractor, I'm going to do some real soul searching here and figure if it's worth me keeping, which is hard for me to say, because it is definitely handy for putting the spreader in the truck, you know, putting my tank in the back of the truck, bush hogging, you know, snow services. But at the end of the day, if it's not getting over a certain amount of hours and sitting in the shop a lot and not making X amount of dollars, it's one of those things that just don't make sense. Every machine I have mower-wise is being utilized right now, minus my 52-inch Bradley, which is a backup at the moment. But I'm strongly considering if somebody on Marketplace or whoever has a 72-inch mower out there, rider or stander, who's willing to make a trade, I'm pretty sure I'll be willing to trade that, because the direction we're heading in is nothing but big lawns. So I'm doing a lot of reevaluating. Trucks, I utilize them to the fullest, but I'm not going to lie to you. When you have a 2022 Ram, you know, that carries a decent payment on it, it is one of those things you consider possibly kind of, I guess, trading down. I will stay with diesel, but you do consider trading down to, you know, a cheaper diesel. But you also don't want to get something that's unreliable and you're screwed in the middle of a snowstorm trying to keep a truck running. Whereas now, I'm a reliable person because, you know, this being, you know, my truck being new, I keep up my maintenance to where that's not an issue. But it's just got me reevaluating everything, because one thing I don't want to do is just be working to pay off, you know, debt. So right now, I guess what I'm saying is just make sure you need what you need before you jump out there. Let me know what you guys' thoughts are on business debt. And again, if you know, I feel like you need pieces of equipment to maintain certain properties. But honestly, if you're like residential, most of the time you can make do with whatever equipment. I know I did for years. It was until I got into the commercial realm that I needed to go out and acquire certain pieces of equipment that make me super reliable right now. to these clients who honestly don't care about you. Your equipment goes down, they just want to know when you're going to be out. Let me know. Take it easy. I'm going to get some work done. I'm actually at a commercial site right now. I'm going to go ahead and knock out. All right. Peace.